Taylor Morgan Krause, since we first met in Pod 2. And we've just, of course, he knows what pod you're in.
Of course.
You're boothing Garrett.
Garrett,
P.S.
Will you be my girlfriend? Check yes or no.
It's really interesting how competitive it's now competitive sport, in the sense that you have people sort of trying to sort of turn off their partner's other connection, that way they are the only one left in the running. You had that with Britney and you had that with Drumsons, in the sense that they're telling the other connection that, oh, maybe you were in a love triangle, what's going to happen because of love triangles. And it's like, this is not a competition. It's a place for you to find your one. You don't even know what they look like. You don't even know whether you'll get along when you meet them. Just go through the process and see how you go. And oh my God, between Tyler and Ashley A and Taylor and Gareth, my little hopeless romantic heart was fulfilled. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love is Blind, Season 7, Episode 2. Love is Blind is going to give me high blood pressure. I swear to God, it's going to give me high blood pressure. But hey, it is what it is. So, you have... well, 2 new participants. That's amazing. So you have Stephen, who is 33 and is an electrician. He goes on a date with Monica, who's 36 and is in tech sales. What do I think? Well, she already says, Monica, that she's very visual. In most of the people that she's dated, she likes the arms, she likes the good-looking guy, and this is the problem. This is why a lot of people end up coming onto Love is Blind, because they have a type that they go for. That type doesn't work, and they're stuck in a hamster wheel whereby they're constantly dating that type, and it's still not working, and they won't sort of deviate from that because that's what they find attractive. I like that they actually had a conversation about cheating, because Stephen brought up about cheating, saying, how do you feel about cheating? Well, I inboxed somebody and we emotionally cheated. So he says he never physically cheated, but, he's emotionally cheated. And I like that Monica said, at 36, she's dealt with cheating. So it's not something new to her. Yes, she does find her way to end up forgiving the person, but it's sort of a process. And so I like the fact that they had this conversation, in the sense that they set sort of expectations and boundaries of what to expect in a relationship if one of them does cheat, and what the consequences will be of that. And so I don't know, will they make it? We'll have to wait and see. You have Hannah. Obviously, she eavesdrops Britney in the previous episode, talking about Leo. And I think she's sort of doubting that if Leo is going to pick, because she looks at Britney and realizes that she's no match for Britney. They're two totally ends of the blonde spectrum. One is a bit curvy, the other one is slim and petite. So I think she's intimidated by that. This is why she's now considering going on a date with Nick D. And it's like, seriously, are you that desperate to be on the show that you'd settle yourself with someone who's a walking neon red flag? Why would you do that to yourself? The girls, I'm not sure why they didn't sort of try and sort of pacify her and tell her not to do it. But anyway, she said, she had set up a date with him and was going to talk to him. And then you have Britney in the background sort of saying, oh, I don't know what I've done. She's sort of being catty like Micah with one of the other girls. And it's like, I don't like this. I really don't like this. It's either you like your guy or you don't. Don't sort of make it a competition whereby you're saying things to intimidate other people. That way they end up making the wrong decision just because they think they are no match for you. You have Britney go on a date with Leo, and she's sort of trying to play the victim that, oh, I let it slip by mistake that, I was dating you, because now people are starting to realize who's dating who, and your other match was in there, so she's heard about it. And it's like, why are you doing this? Why are you playing the victim? We all know you did that on purpose, because you were trying to intimidate Hannah, because you know that Hannah is no match for you. You are after this man. You've seen a gold mine and you're going to do everything within your power. The fact that she was bringing on the waterworks when speaking to Leo didn't make sense to me, because at the end of the day, I think she deserves an Oscar. I think she deserves an Oscar because she's already said that she knows how to get what she wants from a guy. So this is nothing new for her. So I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up getting this poor boy to propose to her, because she's already said, She always gets what she wants, so she's going to get her way with this poor young man, and she's going to squander all his money. It's his fault for coming on the show and talking about his wealth. Nobody asked him about his wealth. He brought it up himself, so that's his own problem to bear. He was trying to say to her, when I came in, you were my number 2, now you're both number 1. I don't think this is something she was prepared for. I think she felt she was number 1 and thought she was number 1. And when she had an inkling that, Hannah might be competition for her, this is why she tried to intimidate Hannah into knowing that, you're not the only match that, Leo has. I'm also here. So I can't wait to see what happens with that mess. Anyway, Hannah goes on a date with Nick, and it's like, why? I'm so confused, because when you see Leo on his date with Hannah, he doesn't talk about his wealth. He's not braggadocious. They're just talking about normal things. And it makes you question, does he actually know that one of his relationship is just materialistic? She's just after his wealth, and the other one is more after him as a person, because Hannah seems to want to know him as a person. She seems more interested in him as a person, whereas with his other date, she is after his wealth. Let's not lie to one another. She is after his wealth. She's already spoken about the 50-50. She's already spoken about the fact that she's been a kept woman. And this is what she's after when it comes to her relationship with him. Brittany is just after his money. And so he seems more relaxed, more laid back when he's speaking to Hannah. And it's like, so why are you still pursuing things with, Brittany? Is it because you've been told that you need to have more than one connection? Make it make sense? I don't get it. And then you have Gareth go on a date with Taylor. I love them. I don't know whether they are one of those couples that, because there's always this couple that they show that is spotless, that is not in love triangles. I don't know whether they are the couple that are going to be that couple that are going to say yes on decision day, or whether it's actually going to be Alicia A and Tyler. So I'm a bit curious, because we haven't seen Alicia A and Tyler yet. But I loved the date between Gareth and Taylor, because they spoke about everything. They spoke about looks and how society trains you to look out for looks. He bought her a gift. He brought her some honey. I don't know whether they was trying to suss out her ethnicity by her comments about the honey, but she was very vague. She spoke about margaritas. So it's now making him question, is she Spanish or what? And he's well off the mark. She brought him an avocado tree, which she said, in 5 to 7 years it will bear fruit, and that's when I plan on having children. And so I like how comfortable they are. I like how they're not afraid to discuss any topic, even if it's uncomfortable. The fact that they were trying to negotiate, the timeline for when they would have children. The fact that they also spoke about they're in a situationship at the moment. Are they going to be, boyfriend and girlfriend or not? And so Taylor tasked Gareth with the task of convincing her to say yes to being his girlfriend, and that was cute. I liked their date. I really liked it, because it's more substantial. It's not just, what are you wearing today? What do you like? I really liked it. I have a good feeling. I think his name is Bowden. He's 35. He's in sales. He's a sales manager, and he was former military. He served to wars, and he was talking to Marissa. I think they're cute. Marissa's 31. She's a law clerk. I like that he's very ambitious. I like that he's very charitable. He's very empathetic. He's very compassionate. And he told her where he was born. So obviously she looks mixed, but he was born in Ukraine, so he's obviously going to be Caucasian. And he was telling her about the time, he's serving in the army, and his incident with the camel. And it was interesting that his stories, it wasn't like someone was just pulling them out of her hat. They were actually thought-provoking stories, and very emotional and sentimental, and sort of his near-death encounters, which was a bit scary, but still the fact that you had Marissa actually listening to him and actually paying attention and making him feel heard was amazing. And he felt comfortable enough to tell her. And then when he spoke about the Ukraine war and the time he went to assist, and he started crying, oh my god, I was a ball of energy. I was crying myself. I couldn't, because it's very emotional to see someone who thinks of others before they think of themselves, especially when Marissa says she's a giver. So she loves to give. She loves to give to others that are in need. So that, I think, is something that bonds them. The fact that they both seemed very comfortable. Marissa was like a little kid kicking her legs, sort of laying on the floor on the carpet and stuff. And so I I think they would make a cute couple. I really think they would make a cute couple. Their age range is actually amazing. There's a 4-year gap. That's good. She's also speaking to another 35-year-old. But then the interesting thing is, while they were in the men's lounge, you had Rasmus and Boden having a conversation about love triangles. And so you had Rasmus sort of saying that, what if, it gets to a stage whereby they are in a love triangle and it's like, the two of you are already in a love triangle. You might not know it, but you're in a love triangle because you're both dating the same girl. The thing with Rasmus is he's a divorcee. So he's divorced. He said he married his it seemed like he married his high school sweetheart. He was talking and he sort of tried to sort of corner her into sort of saying, how would you feel if I proposed? And it's like, nah, I don't think he's it for her. I don't think he's it. I think her person is Boden. I think this is a situation whereby, yeah, they do have a connection with Rasmus, but I don't think it's as strong as her connection with Boden. And I like the fact that she said, at the moment, I cannot give you the answer that you want, because he was trying to corner her to sort of say, how would you feel if I proposed to you? And it's like, you can't ask her that because she's not yet at that point. Why are you trying to do that? Are you trying to sort of eliminate the competition? That way you don't have to share her with somebody else. It's still early stages. If you want, keep dating her. If not, then go and look for somebody else, because she is still looking for her person, and until she's good and ready, she cannot give you the answer that you want. I really love that this season they're going for an older cast. They're not just, going for beautiful people. They're going for what looks like everyday people. So I really love season 7 cast. I hope they are like season 4. We were all, I was chanting that we need a cast like season 4. So you have Taylor having a conversation with one of the girls in the pod squad, in the women's lounge, and then she notices, the girl sort of calls out Taylor, and then Taylor looks and sees, this bouquet of sunflowers. She had told Gareth that my favorite flower is sunflowers, and so he got her sunflowers, and then he put a note to asking her, will you be my girlfriend? Tick yes for no, tick yes for yes, and no for no. And then she marked yes. It was cute. These people are trying to get me dehydrated from crying, because this is too much for me. It's too much for my poor little romantic heart. So I liked that, he actually showed that he was paying attention to her when she was speaking, and he really sort of had intention, because I expected him to keep asking her to be his girlfriend in the pods until she said yes. But the fact that he went out and is actually thought of something thoughtful was amazing. You then have Tim and Alex go on a date. They're cute as well. Tim is the one who lost 2 of his sisters. So he was, I like that he spoke about his life in school and the fact that he struggled in school. And then he went on to talk about his sisters and how they passed away, including his military service. It seems there's a couple of army guys on this season. Wow. And so it was very sad to hear. I think these people are finding comfort in the pods. That's why they're they're capable of sort of revealing a lot about themselves, because they're talking to someone who doesn't know them, someone they might never know, but at least they're able to unburden themselves. So he says his sister was checked into hospital because she had lupus and she never came out. And so it was really sad. It was really sad. And I like the fact that as these guys are opening up, the girls are there. They're sort of listening. They're giving verbal nods, and they're giving, you can actually feel the empathy, and it allows these guys to continue to open. There's no one skipping a rope like Raven did when she was being told by Batista about his mom. So that was cute. I really like them as a couple, and I can see a future for them. I like the fact that, you had Tim saying, I see a future for us. I see myself giving my mom and dad another daughter, because obviously they lost 2 of their daughters, and it was like, oh, that's really moving. That's really heartwarming. Hopefully it's not a lot of pressure on Alex to sort of say yes, and hopefully she feels comfortable enough to say yes. I'm sad that we didn't get to hear anything about Alex and her life. Hopefully we will at some point. Tyler and Gareth, I don't think they can be any cuter even if they tried. They really are the cutest. It's like Geek Squad on steroids. I loved them. I loved their conversations. Obviously they had their date after she agreed to be his his girlfriend. And so he bought her a bouquet of roses that was amazing. And she brought letters from her grandparents and she read one out to him. And you could see she was becoming very emotional. It was her granddad's letter to his grandma before, I think, a proposal. So for her to read it, I was nervous because I was thinking, yes, he bought her red roses, but does that mean he's going to propose? Or is she the one who's going to propose? What if he says no because he hasn't dated outside his race before? But I like how it sort of played out. And the fact that he proposed to her, they talk about this attraction between the two of them that surpasses everything else. And the fact that they're trying to make sure that their heads don't sort of turn them away from someone who is they're destined to be, because we've seen this before where Zach's head sort of turned him away from Bliss when he knew that Bliss was it for him. So it was really cute to see, and how they were talking about physics and stuff. And it's like these two, oh my God, I can only imagine when they have kids and how highly intelligent those kids are. There'll be mini Galileos. Anyway, am I the only one who felt uncomfortable during the conversation between Stephen and Monica? Am I the only one? Because they talked about their ethnicity, and it seems Stephen, his grandma, didn't tell him he was mixed with black. She told him there was some Italian in their family, even though there was 0.00 whatever percent of him being Italian. And it's like, why would she do that? And then you add the fact that his dad is Republican, who will vote Republican irregardless of. That conversation nearly went left. For me, I could tell she sort of got the ick, but at the same time, Monica didn't want to give up on the date because, yeah, he said his sister went and did an ancestry test, and turns out, he's part West African, he's got a bit of Italian, as said, he identifies as a white man. And it's like, well, I thought in America there was the one drop rule, so that would mean, well, in the UK he would identify as mixed. In the UK, you'd identify as mixed heritage. And so for him, he says he identifies as Caucasian. They did speak about their voting history because she asked him, and he said, I've served, so it's my responsibility to vote, although he agrees that he voted for Trump. And it's like, this is not looking good. So he voted for Trump, he said, because he didn't like Hillary. And then this time he voted for Biden. And he learned after Trump that he needs to be centrist and sort of vote on what the person stands for and not just because of a party. And so for me, it makes it uncomfortable, because if his family declined or denied his black heritage, and you have Monica who's mixed race, what will they say? Or in America, they would say she identifies as black. So what will the family say when they find him pop up with a black lady? I don't know. That was Orcs galore for me. That was Orcs, because I don't know how that will play out, and I don't know how comfortable Monica would be in that family, especially given the history that she's just found out. But she seemed content to continue the conversation. I don't know whether they'll get to a proposal, but for me, I probably would have checked out. I would have pulled, the fire alarm and checked out, because I don't want to put myself in positions where I'm uncomfortable or where I'm constantly questioning people's actions and motives. You have Ashley Agar on a date with Tyler. They, he ordered some food for them, so they went on a dinner date, more or less. And so he wrote a prayer for them. It was cute. It was cuteness galore. And I like the fact that he's always very nervous every time she's around him, and it's the cutest thing ever. So he was nervous. So he said that's why he wrote his prayer down. She was in tears. Because, apparently this is something she's always looked for in a partner, someone to pray with, someone to sort of have spiritual guidance with. And so she was ecstatic. She went, to the girls' area, and she was crying, and she said, just imagine he wrote a poem for us. And they are the cutest. It seems like they are a couple of stable couples this season. There's less drama. I don't know whether it's because their main cast is in their 30s, so they have an older cast, and I don't know why, because they have an older cast, whether that's why things seem to be going way better. There's not as much theatrics as previous seasons. They did listen to music on their date, and you had sort of, it was sweet. It was sweetness galore. I can't wait to see what happens with them. Anyway, so because we have Taylor and Gareth, who've proposed. They're going to be the first reveal. And normally with the first reveal, they're the ones that are successful. So I can't wait to see what happens. I was sort of thinking either between Tyler and Ashley A, or Taylor and Gareth. One of them would be the stable couple. So I hope there's more stable couples this season. It was a great episode. I really enjoyed it and I can't wait to continue. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 1. Bye guys.